welcome to another episode of Kimo's Kitchen. Today we are making German chicken Schnitzel. Okay, so the first thing we do is we get our chicken breast. Okay, that's enough German. German color commentary and accents. I'm not really good at it. So let's get back to what we're supposed to do here. So we're gonna shoot this thing in 3 parts, right? We're gonna prep the chicken. We're gonna dredge and do our 3-stage flour, egg, and sorry, I'm just laughing at myself. Flour, egg, and what do you call it? Breadcrumbs, which I'll do in part 2, and then part 3, and it's all gonna be shot on really one video, just in 3 different parts, but all put together. We're gonna basically fry it. So, sorry. Okay, so get your chicken breasts, right? Boneless, skinless. This is the only time you buy boneless, skinless anything, okay? All the flavor is in the skin and it's around the bone. So the only time you do it is if you're doing this. My humble recommendation. Okay, so in the little packet that I got, had 3 basically cutlets right here. I hope you can see them. They're pretty thick though, right? So Schnitzel technically is really thin cuts. Really thin. Not like terribly wafer thin, but thin. Okay, not half an inch, quarter inch thick. No, thin. Because it doesn't take long. It's not going to take long to fry. And you just want it nice and thin, nice and crispy, all that stuff. So, got 3 here. You need a really sharp knife. Okay, and I know I'm overdue for a knife sharpening episode, which I will do. Get a really sharp knife. And then we're gonna try and slice these through, and I can maybe do 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 out of these. Sort of, it'll come out to either 2 pieces or 3 pieces. We'll see how it goes. If you're finding that your cut is not even all the way through, like I have here, I actually tried it, then you can use one of these bad boys, right? So this is a heavy beater, I guess. Meat beater. I don't like the ones that are smaller, squarish with spikes. That's also a meat tenderizer. This is more just kind of to flatten it because it's got a bigger surface area, and when you basically bang it down, it's gonna even it out better than a meat tenderizer, which is typically maybe 1 inch, 1 square inch, sort of around area-wise, and it's got these spikes on the bottom of it that tenderizes the meat. But really, you shouldn't be buying meat that you need to tenderize. Try and buy meat that is already relatively tender, of good quality, if you can, right? So you don't have to do that. So this one, I could see that, and I hope you can see this. It's not quite even all the way through. I've got some thinner pieces right here in the middle, some thicker pieces at the edge, and it's just how the cut was made. So I'm gonna try basically bang it down a little bit, just to sort of even it out as best as I could. And the reason why you want to do that is so that the cooking is even, right? The last thing you want is when you're frying this for the thinner pieces to basically go dry, and they can go dry even if you're submerging them in oil, and the thicker pieces to not be dry. Right, to be moist the way you want them. You want it all to be as even as possible. So do your best. It's gonna be a little bit of trial and error. So what I typically do is I have my hand sort of holding, or just right on top of the piece of chicken. Watch your thumb. Make sure your thumb is not in the way of the knife. This is really sharp, okay? And then get it as close to you as you can. And what I'm using is a plastic cutting board. I use all my raw stuff, all my raw meats on plastic cutting boards, so I can take this and just throw it in the dishwasher, right? To stabilize this on the counter, remember the little trick, use a wet paper towel. I have under me here is one of these not drying, but like, I don't know, towels. I wet it and then I put it down. I put this guy, the cutting board on top of it, press it down, and it stabilizes it. You could do white paper towels just as fine. Okay, so get this sort of at a 45-degree angle to you, right? And get it as close to you as you can, because you don't want to be doing this over here, right? You're not going to have a whole lot of control. Get it close to you. And I think I'm just going to cut this guy. Let's see how it goes. It depends on how thick your cut is, right? And I would slice it. Don't slice this way, because you're not going to have much control, but try and slice towards you, but be very careful, right? And just use very nice, even movements. And if your knife is sharp, it's going to be really easy, okay? So I'm just going to go right here. Slice it through. If you see my hand is just on top, my thumb is above my other fingers, so I don't accidentally get in the way. And then just slice it through. And I've got a piece here. And that's actually not too bad. It's a little thick on this side versus this side, so I'll probably, bang it down just a little bit. I'm gonna do one more, and I think that's really gonna be it for this piece of chicken, just because, oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, here we go. All right. So now this guy is pretty even all the way through. I know it's kind of hard to see, right? But it's pretty even all the way through, and I kind of like this cut, so I'm going to leave that there. This guy, it's just the way sometimes they cut these at the factory. So this is a little strand over here off to the side. I don't like it, I'm just going to cut it off. Right? I don't need that. Okay. I'm going to beat this down just a tiny bit to even him out a little bit more. And that's good. We're good there. This guy over here, just a little bit. Don't be afraid to use a little force, that's alright. But just get him as even as you can all the way through. Oops. He will fly. Chicken will fly. Just be careful. Chicken will fly. Alright. That's my, I'm trying to be more humorous on these episodes. So we'll do this again. Actually, I'm not going to bore you by doing this again. I think you got the gist of this. So, get it? I'll be back in a few minutes when I get my flour, egg, and breadcrumbs set up, and I'll teach you some tricks there. And then we're going to go right into frying after that, and plating as well. So, this is going to be great. It's going to be the best chicken schnitzel you'll ever have. The best. I'm telling you, the best. Okay, welcome back to part 2 of chicken schnitzel. Okay, that's enough of that. Alright, so I have my 3 deals set up, right? We're gonna go with flour, we're gonna go with egg, and we're gonna go with breadcrumbs. Now, breadcrumbs. That's the easy part. Just buy whatever, doesn't matter. Actually, it does matter, but for all intents and purposes, it's all pretty much the same. If you want panko, use panko. If you want plain breadcrumbs, use plain breadcrumbs. I have Italian style breadcrumbs. Go crazy, man. Go crazy. Go crazy. Okay. Egg. I'm using 3 eggs. You're gonna need enough, I think, for however much chicken you've got. I've got this much chicken. I could probably do 2, but I'm gonna go 3 just because I don't want to add it later and it becomes messy and all that stuff. Now, here's the tricky part. Most people will just use regular flour, right? And I have regular flour, AP. But why just use regular flour or plain flour when you can flavor it? Flavor of some bitch! That's my southern accent coming out. Okay, so we are gonna flavor this some bitch. So I'm gonna put a whole bunch of flour. You can flavor it with whatever you want. Alright? Whatever you want. It's gotta be dry, right? Dry spices and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna use a ton of salt. And don't be afraid of salt here because it's gotta taste good. Right? A lot of pepper. I think I'm gonna go with, let's do a little paprika. We're gonna go crazy. Just go crazy. You know? It's all good, man. It's all good. Just go crazy. A little paprika. I've got some red crushed chili peppers. We're gonna do some of that. Make it a little spicy. My dog is underneath, like right by my legs here, and just waiting for some chicken to drop. Just waiting. Even raw. Doesn't care. She's 68 pounds, just wants whatever, even though she ate like an hour ago. Crazy dog. Okay, I like cumin. I'm gonna use cumin. Okay, so I've got paprika, cumin, and red crushed chili peppers. There's gonna be a bunch of chefs out there that'll be like, "What the heck are you doing, boy?" And we don't do that. Do whatever, man. It doesn't matter. Just flavor it in the way you think is good. If you don't like the taste of it, throw it away and do it again with something else, right? So we're just gonna I've got it in the bowl because it makes it easier to mix. And we are mixing, and then we're gonna taste. That's the best part. And that's when you know if you've got good dredge or not. And I think they call this dredge in the South. Actually, yum. That's it. Put that on the plate. That's it. And then we go into production. We are going into production. I'm really kind of trying out these voices. I hope you all are not offended. Just having a little fun, making it a little light. But please don't be offended. This is just for fun. All right, let's just have a good time, man. You don't want to hear me go on and be boring like the other episodes. I'm trying to be fun. Okay, first step. Now, there is a two-hand method where you don't get all gooey and sticky. Never worked for me, so I'm just going to go with gooey and sticky. So, take your cutlet. You're going to really sort of get this fully covered. I hope you can see this. Yeah, I think you can. Get this fully covered. Nice coating on it of flour, right? And then you can dip it in your egg. Maybe use one hand for the egg and the other hand for the other two dry ingredients. I think that's the way to do it, really, so that you don't get all gooey and messy. So dip it in the egg. You got it all eggy. And then you kind of roll it. Okay, now I'm going to use my dry hands. I'm going to flip this out. This isn't going to work. I don't know how they do this, man, with the two-hand thing. I really don't. So we're just going to get messy. And you know what? Cooking's messy. It's actually more fun when it's messy. Because, I don't know, it just is. For me, anyway. A lot of people don't agree with me. A lot of people don't agree with me about a lot of things. I caught so much flack about some of these things that I've been telling you. It's not quite right. Did I say I was a professional? No. Oh well. Okay, let's keep going with this. Let's keep going with our chicken schnitzel. Yeah, this is good. It's gonna be very good when it comes out. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys want a Trump accent? Or do you want a German accent? Neither of them are gonna be any good, but you know. One of them is more entertaining than the other, maybe. Or they're both not entertaining at all, maybe. Just stick to your boring self, Kareem. Good Lord. All right, here we go. Ta-ta-ta. You know, I'm probably gonna stop the video because I don't, you know, it's the same all the way through. I don't know if you really kind of want to hear me Babylon. Ooh, Babylon. You know what that is? That's a town in Long Island. On Long Island, by the way. Long Islanders, you never say, I live in Long Island. You're always on Long Island. Seinfeld, by the way, did a whole joke about that. Thank you, Jerry. But yeah, it's actually kind of true. Like, if you think about it, he grew up on Long Island, Massapequa. I think it's a couple of towns, 2 or 3 towns over from Babylon. My wife's from Babylon. So we tend to talk about Babylon a lot. Nice town. Beaches are nice, believe it or not, in New York. I'm surprised, actually. I didn't think that the Northeast Atlantic beaches are any good. But some of them are. So, I don't know. People talk about the Jersey Shore, but there's a whole weird connotation with the whole Jersey Shore thing. You know, trashy kind of thing. But Long Island's actually kind of nice. I like their beaches. Now, if you go to the Hamptons, further out east on Long Island, those are some seriously nice beaches. Mucho dinero out there. A lot of mansions. What do you want? My dog's just sitting there just going, nope, nope, nope. Just waiting for chicken to drop. Just waiting. You know you'll die if you eat like raw chicken, right? She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. But yeah, Long Island, the Hamptons, quite nice. There's a whole Seinfeld episode about before them going to Long Island with Jerry and George's supposed girlfriend. It's a great episode, by the way. I think it's the first Seinfeld episode I ever watched. Fantastic episode. So, alright, we're just going to keep talking and doing this. You can fast forward this, get to the next stage of basically frying and cooking it. But I'm having fun, so I'm just going to keep talking. You guys can pause, stop, fast forward, rewind, do whatever you want to do. But since I got you as an audience and you seem to be listening, I can't tell if you really are or not. I'm just going to keep going, man. So obviously I have a little too much flour here. Good thing flour's cheap. For now, till tariffs hit, and that'll get expensive, like everything else. Alright, no politics. No politics. No economic talk. Alright. By the way, I'm getting egg all over my phone. I'm using my phone as a remote control to this camera. So, anyway. You seem to have the right amount of something. The breadcrumbs, though. Okay, a couple more. The jokes will stop until we restart again with frying. But I think that one I may not do a whole lot of. I probably will. I'm just having fun with this. I just finished a really hard workout, and I'm kind of energized. So that's what you get. It's what you get, man. It's what you get. So please don't eat fried foods a lot. It's not really good for you. It's a lot of oil. Even though you could use some pretty decent oils and stuff. We'll talk about that when we get to the frying piece. But, you know, just be good to your body so that it's good to you when you get older, like me. Okay. Let's see, almost done here. So this is just got 2 more pieces, and then we get to the fun part. By the way, the best, I can't remember if it was chicken or Wiener Schnitzel, so veal Schnitzel. When I was traveling, this was a while back, in Austria, in Vienna. The best, and this is a recommendation from a buddy of mine who lived there for a while. Oh, if you ever find yourselves in Vienna, look up this place called Figelmüller. Figelmüller. It's fantastic. I mean, can't remember if it was Wiener Schnitzel, which is veal, or chicken Schnitzel. I think it was Wiener Schnitzel because it's Vienna. It's kind of like Vienne is German for Vienna, and Wiener, I think, comes from that, I think. Do not correct me, my German friends. I may be talking out of my ass. But hey. Anyway, it's really good and surprisingly cheap. Like, super cheap. I think it was something like a massive plate with a massive piece of meat on a bed of arugula, which we're going to do. I think it was something like 10 euros. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. Okay, hands are dirty. And wash them, stop this video somehow, and we will be back. I'll be back. Okay, quick note. So we're gonna, before I start frying, I don't know if you're not gonna be able to see me, but hello, hello. So we're gonna make the chicken and put it on a bed of arugula, right? So, but I want to dress the arugula, and all I'm gonna do really with the arugula is a little bit of really, really good olive oil, salt, and no pepper because the arugula is already peppery, and some lemon juice, right? So I've got actually some really, really good olive oil here. The wife and I were in Tuscany last year in September for my big 50th birthday. Yes, I don't look 50, thank you very much. And we picked this up when we were there. So lightly dress this guy. I know it looked like a lot when I was pouring it, but it's only because it drips out of this bottle. A little bit of salt and some lemon juice. And you're just gonna toss it. And that's really it. Toss it by hand, actually. I like doing it this way. I like getting my hands dirty while I'm cooking just because I like to feel what I'm doing sometimes. And then you can just kind of taste it. It's your food. Oh yeah. Lemon's coming through. The peppery arugula is coming through. Oh my god, the olive oil. Holy cow. So here's the thing. Buy some really, really good olive oil that you're gonna just use for salads, right? Like, remember the oils episode we talked about? You're not gonna run out of it. Well, you will eventually, but you're not really, it's not gonna run out too quickly. And here's basically all I did was, right? I dressed it. I just kind of put it on the plate. I'm only gonna do one for now. And the chicken cutlet's gonna go on top, so show that at the end of the presentation. A little bit of slice of lemon, it's gonna go on the side, and that's it, right? So let's go with Austrian Terminator. I'll be back. All right, as this is going, and I hope you can hear me over the vent noise here, but I chose to use regular olive oil, right? So we're not doing canola, we're not doing corn oil, we're not doing vegetable oil. If you remember from the oils episode, you can get this regular olive oil, not the extra virgin, but regular olive oil, relatively cheap, probably just as cheap as the other stuff. I think it has so much better flavor, right? And I think it's gonna really transform your fried chicken. Fried chicken! So use that. I don't have anything else under the sink here where I have all my oils and stuff. I don't have anything. I don't have canola, I don't have corn, I don't have anything else. I just use this guy for frying. And really good olive oil for salad dressings, right? But this is not extra virgin. This is just regular plain old olive oil. It's probably third, fourth press, what have you. And this is what I use for frying. So, watch the oils episode. We talk about that. We talk about smoke points. This has a really high smoke point, which is what you need here, by the way. Okay, so the trick, so turn the oil on. The trick here is that once you kind of get it hot, you just put a little bit of breadcrumbs. Just drop it in. Once it starts sizzling, you're good to go. So, here we go. So you take your piece of chicken and you drop it in very slowly away from you, right? And you want to maintain this temperature. I don't know, you can look up what the frying temperature is. I just go by this little trick, right? Drop the breadcrumbs in and it should start to sizzle. So slowly drop these guys in. The more you drop in the pan, the cooler the oil is gonna get, right? So if you drop 3 or 4 versus 1 or 2, it's going to be a lot cooler when you have 3 or 4 in there. So just manage that accordingly. The nice thing about schnitzel and the really thin pieces is that it's not going to take long, right? So what you do, you drop it in, you let it be. You don't move it, you don't touch it, okay? A lot of people do that, don't do that. Just let it be. Every once in a while, kind of check up on it. Make sure that it's nice golden brown on one side. And once it is, flip it over very gently. And try, please, to flip it over away from you. Because you don't want that oil to splatter on you. It will really hurt you. Okay? So flip it away. This guy needs a little more time. So is this guy, the last one I put in. And then I'll show you what it should look like at the very end. When you pull it off, it should be nice and golden brown. But not burnt, okay? Not deep, deep golden, but nice light golden. And just gonna go a couple more minutes here. And you don't need a whole lot of oil in the pan. A shallow, you know, 1/8 of an inch, I guess, or whatever, of oil is plenty. Because this is already thin. This doesn't need to be any thinner than this. I mean, it doesn't need to be completely submerged. You're just doing it one side at a time. And that's it, really, right? So, let's see. Can you see this? All right, hopefully you can see this. So see how nice and golden that is? That's about it, right? And that's all it takes because it's pretty thin. So don't do it any longer thinking, oh, I need to cook the chicken longer. It's so thin, it cooks really fast, okay? So that's all you need. Right now I've got my stove on medium-high just to maintain the temperature. And that's all I'm doing. And this is how quickly it goes. This could be a nice, quick weeknight meal. Your kids will love it because who doesn't love fried chicken? Just remember the lovely dredge that we worked on. That's the key. And then use regular olive oil, not the extra virgin, but regular olive oil. And that's really all you need, guys. That's it. So as you can see, I'm always dropping it away from me. So if it splatters away. If you drop it towards you, it will splatter onto you. If you just let it go, you're going to create a freaking fire hazard. So be very careful with hot oil. This is really hot, right? I can't stress that enough. And that's it. So then we're just kind of blot our chicken, and all I'm going to do is sort of maybe, I don't know, get fun and creative with how you plate it. This is how I plated it, right? I've got a little piece of lemon there, so you can squeeze it on top there when you eat it. You know, crisp. I don't know, get creative, get fun. But this is it. This is great. This is gonna be a great dinner. My wife's coming home from the office. She's gonna see this. Hopefully she likes it. She does love fried chicken. I mean, love fried chicken. So hopefully the Long Island in her would appreciate this. And that's it, everybody. Fried chicken. Chicken schnitzel. We made chicken schnitzel. Try it. Drop comments. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you had fun today. Like, subscribe. See you again soon.